Live streaming is on.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Dan Gay, Chief Marketing Officer of BlockSearch Blockchain. We're excited to have you here with us today. And Tim, I believe you're going to roll something else here with us.
Yeah, I think I am, Dan. Just having a little camera difficulty here.
Okay.
So
And
go ahead. We'll roll something else here and get this going.
okay, sounds great. Thanks, Tim. Okay, it looks like, there we go. All right, Tim, let's get going here. For some reason that was frozen. So let's get going. Hello, everybody again. We're excited to be here today for DeFi Friday. Say that 3 times. And Tim, I believe it's also, you're proclaiming it something this month.
Decentralized December, Dan.
Decentralized December. So welcome to Decentralized December. Say that 3 times. But we're excited to talk about what that means today on the world from here. And please stay with us and click on the thumbs up if you like what you hear. And we've got a lot to say here with DeFi and Decentralized Friday and December. And we're going to be talking about dApps and DeCloud and decentralization. And Tim, why don't you just, to frame this up, what does decentralized mean to you?
Well, let's just say we do this live, Dan. Okay.
Yes.
Let's start with that, and let's acknowledge the fact that I am having some centralized difficulties.
You definitely are with what we were going to show here this morning.
So let me see if we can get this resolved, and bear with us, folks. This is definitely a browser issue that is not going away. It doesn't want to go away. So maybe we're being blocked during Decentralized December here.
A little suspicious.
Yeah, you have to wonder, don't you?
You do.
Okay. So I'm going to leave and come back. And
okay, sounds great.
Hang out.
I'm going to hang out here with my good friends from all over the place. And on my other screen here, I see that we've got Greg from sunny Vancouver. Thanks for joining us this morning, Greg. And Robert from sunny Dallas. And it's great to hear that we've got sun everywhere. Another Robert, Bobby from sunny Indian Wells. And there seems to be a theme here. And Storm Striker, Sumesh from the great place of India. Thanks for joining us. It's late your time, and we're grateful to have you. And people from all over the world. Nico from Caraco and Kelly. Very excited to see you here as well from LA. And I know Kelly has said that this is your Friday pilgrimage, and we're grateful to have you here during that. So thanks for joining us. And hopefully we're going to have Tiffany show up, because she's always talking and getting everyone going here. And Mitchell, glad to see that you're back into Newport Beach. And then everybody else who's joining us here, Robert from Florida, and Robert Cargie from Salt Lake City. Very, very cool. So today we're going to be talking about DeFi and decentralization. What does that mean? We're going to have Tim come back here. I know he's having some issues with his Chrome browser. So hopefully we get that resolved this morning. But one thing that we want to make clear is what DeFi is, and underneath the umbrella of Web 3.0. And there's been a lot of talk about Web 3.0 from big companies. And we were just recently this past month at the Singapore FinTech Festival. And it was quite interesting that a lot of the big companies were still talking about centralized things in a decentralized future of Web 3.0. And many of the smaller entities and those that are the visionaries of the future were talking about things that were much different than what the big companies like the Googles of the world are talking about, et cetera. So Tim, I was just talking a little bit about Web 3.0 and then decentralization. And it's great to have you back here. And I can't hear you, Tim.
Well, we got that solved.
Okay, good. We've got it back. Woohoo! That's one of the issues with going live, eh, Tim?
Well, you know, it reminds me of TV, and when you used to get that, you know, that the big takeover. If you ever watched, God, what was the movie or the show? Is it the James Bond one or whatever, where they overtake the screen? You know how they overtake the screen?
Yeah,
that's centralized right there. It's like,
right.
Hey, the hackers have us. So that's Friday morning live today.
It is. Well, and Tim, it's interesting because we have a decentralized video, but we're streaming it to a service that's centralized. So, you know, it goes to show that, you know, if we were hosting this, which we are on our own, but streaming it into our own, that would be decentralized, but we're streaming it into a centralized port.
Well, right. And there's good reason. And I think we start there because all of the traffic and everything that everybody's watching here is on the Google servers, right? Everything is on the video. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try and see if this unfreezes again.
Okay.
And let's try that because we want to show some cool videos here. Obviously, these are just demo videos that are going up live on our site. But I think it's important to understand kind of structurally where we're at and what it means to launch a decentralized December platform today. And that's what we're doing right now, live.
That's it.
You're watching it. The bridge between centralized and decentralized. That's today's topic anyway. So I think maybe the universe is helping us here somehow. In some odd way, right?
Yeah, and the other night I was watching NBC and saw that they had feed issues with two of their guests. So shit happens.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. So let's try it again and tell me if this works. Are we seeing anything here, Dan?
Yes, we are, Tim. Looks good.
Awesome. So there you go.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we were trying to show before.
And I just want to say that this is really awesome work. So shout out to our video team and our marketing team who puts this stuff together. We've got some more yet to come, so don't leave.
We do.
We already had our commercial pause, so we're not going to do that. And yeah, it's great to be here Friday, talking about our launch, talking about the world from here. Dan, it was an intense week, and it was intense week in so many ways. It was intense from for our dev teams. It was intense for our work that we're doing. It was intense for the world. And I just kind of want to start with just like a recap of just this week. What's going on?
Agreed. Well, and Tim, I wanted to share one of the little end caps said, if crypto, blockchain, and SaaS had a baby, it would be called, and then what we call this is something that Wesley termed this, the mother of all tools, which I just love it.
And it is the mother of all technology tools, and why do we need it? Okay, so let's just run through the world from here this week. Okay, and this week I didn't even bother sending the dev team and the design team were so slammed putting this launch together that I didn't even bother sending these, because we don't have to. All you got to do is go look at what's happening in the world. So Christmas time, Germany locks down unvaccinated people as leaders plan to make shots compulsory. This is not China. This is Germany. This is Europe. And we're seeing this repetitive thing over and over again. So why do we do things with vax certain and ID certain and things to hand that power back to people? This is why. This is why we've been building this out, Dan.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, and with this, I had a talk with an ad agency that we're starting to work with, and the CEO of the ad agency said, you know what? I used to go and be on stages talking to crowds and people, and about 50% of my life was spent in airports and all over the place. And he said, now I do it via video, and it's a whole different world, but I have some of my life back. And now that things are digital, and also with kind of the scare of what's happening in the world with this new corona variant, it's changed how we've worked. And he said, I used to have an expensive office, and now we've got 35 people working from home, and they are getting more done than they ever did before.
Exactly, like us, all over the world, over 100 people strong now at BlockCerts, all over the world, 5 continents, and we've been doing this for a long time. Right. So we just don't look as nuts anymore.
As harried.
How we're structured, but the idea of uncertainty is here to stay, right? The uncertainty of what you can do and where you can go, where you can be. And I heard this week a new term. So we all know the term FOMO, which is really what the traditional crypto guys rely on is, hey, you got to get in, you got to get in. Guess what? With BlockCerts, get in, don't get in. We're here for the long term. We love when people jump on board because we're building huge real value stuff we're launching every week. And, so FOMO means fear of missing out. But the new term is JOMO. And I'm just like, what? And they're like, the joy of missing out. And I'm like, exactly. I get that one. Like, I don't have to get on an airplane, put on a mask, worry about, is that guy sitting next to me vaccinated or carrying a virus that's going to kill me, right? I don't have to think about any of that. I don't have to walk through an airport, so there's this mind shift. And I think when you look at, we've talked about things like the Metaverse, we've talked about things like GameStop, we've talked about tons of stuff here. We've talked about how traditional institutions, and this is becoming more and more prevalent, really, how are traditional institutions going to accept crypto for payments of ordinary things? Because guess what? A lot of people have made a huge amount of money in crypto from all over the world. a lot. I mean, it's trillions and trillions of dollars. So getting into these functional aspects is what Blocksearch is about. Like functionally, how is this world going to shift, become more private, become more predictable? And we chose the name Be Certain for our wallet and our platform, or the certain technologies, because in such an uncertain world, certainty is really, really comforting, right?
Correct.
And so, you know, changing that mindset of mad rush, jump to an airplane. I was the guy. I was that guy, like running through airports, relaxing in airport lounges, calling my kids from there, you know, stuff like that. I have big time JOMO. I am big time, got my life back and loving it because we're getting so much done from all over the world.
Yeah, and it's cool. You can, you know, go out the door and take a walk and come back and works here versus get in the car and spend 2 hours of your life every day driving.
And you looked like hell on Wednesday, I think it was. Sorry to say that, but
I did.
Looked awful because of your booster shot. But good for you for going and getting it. And you know, because we want that option, we want choice, right? And that's why we named our platform for Cloud Power to the People Choice. Our choice program allows people to use as much or as little as they want. So, you know, as you've heard me talk about our token model or tokenomics, gold for buy and hold, and black whenever you want to trade back. I mean, that's really what this is about, right? And creating that bridge between these evolving new markets. And make no mistake about it, COVID, crypto, and credit and decentralization are evolving new markets. They are a new fundamental economic, business, and living life model. And that's what we're going to show today. Like, we're going to show life the way people want it to be, and their terms, not on the terms of some centralized bank or centralized software company or centralized cloud provider or centralized data aggregator. And I can use real names like Equifax for my credit, like Microsoft for all of my actual access. I don't want to beat up the centralized guys. They got us here. And one of my favorite authors, Marshall Goldsmith, said, what got you here won't get you there.
Right.
And my point is, where the heck is the bridge? That's what Blocksearch is about. We love a lot of the stuff the centralized guys do, a lot of it. Like the infrastructure is there, but regulators to people recognize that centralized banking is not efficient. So they're moving to the open banking system.
Right.
And we recognize that centralized cloud isn't efficient. And frankly, so do the centralized guys. So, and we've had those conversations. We have those conversations, and they're psyched about it, Dan. I mean, you were on the calls with me, and they're psyched. They're like, okay, how do we work together?
Yeah, how do we do this?
It's a bridge. It is, and nobody, and I want to make this very clear. No business wants to see the world go upside down.
No.
That's not trust, truth, and transparency. Trust, truth, and transparency is, let's admit where we're at. Let's work together with brilliant thought leadership and restructuring the way we think. Like, as Einstein said, we cannot solve the significant problems we face today at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them.
Correct.
We created this world. We created this platform. We're boomers. We created these things. We created them. Now, how do we rethink that cooperatively in the world, right?
And well, Tim, I've got a quick example. We've been interviewing social media managers, and I sent out a prompt of some things to have them do. And one of those prompts was to send me some memes. And she actually, one of the individuals sent me 15-second videos saying, well, this is what we're doing. This is how we get engagement. And when I interviewed her, I said, was that like a hello boomer moment? Because I'm talking about a still image meme and you're like, you're talking about 15-second videos. But thinking differently about a new world, there's always a new way of thinking.
And that's what I love, because my kids and the young generation, and I've got, as you know, kids that span like 2 full generations,
right?
With all 5, and I get this very unique opportunity. It happened to me this morning at breakfast with my daughters, and my daughters are watching this anime, which I'm not going to say the name of it right now. And she's like, Dad, come here and look at this. He goes, that's the metaverse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right. That's brilliant. I said, I'm going to use that. And so, it's not only bridging this mental gap between what does a centralized business model of control, aggregation, and working through the surpluses look like, which is how we got these multi-trillion-dollar control organizations.
Right.
But it's also bridging this mental gap of what are the generations thinking, both the older generation that wants to hand off. And we had great conversation with guys like Richard and so forth that want to hand off better models, because we know what was broken. We know what we didn't like, but we sucked up to or whatever, right?
Correct.
And that's what we want to hand off. And the new generation coming in and saying capitalism sucks. And we're like, well, yeah, but you guys kind of benefit from that too. So how do you bridge that gap? Like, how do you make that structure work? That's today's challenge.
Yeah, and especially in a new world where almost 50% is of workers are in the gig economy. They're working from wherever, from home, or they're contract workers. And it's interesting in interviewing individuals that are in a little bit younger generation than mine and yours. They're not so
a lot younger generation than mine.
Yeah, well, there you go.
They're the ones that are going to make this change stick, right?
Yeah. But they're interested in working hard, but just not for one company in the big, huge environment that we grew up in.
I don't even know if it's one company anymore, because it's like a car. It's like a car.
Yeah.
Made in America doesn't exist. There are parts from all over the world. You get in your car, you use your phone. This is not made in America. Look at the supply chain problems we're having now. Right. This is not made in America. The engineering is there. The head office is there. But this is not made in America. This is Apple, by the way. This is an Apple device. I have the other guys too. I have this one. This is Korea, right? And I was on the first branding team of LG, if you didn't know. Fun fact.
Did not know that.
Yeah. LG was Gold Star brands, and it used to be considered really cheap technology. And I was in the room when they said, well, it stands for Lucky Gold Star. And we're like, how about life's good instead?
Right.
I mean, Lucky Gold Star guys ain't going to fly. So, and that started way, way back when they came out with these. So these things are from all over the world.
Right.
And guess what? So is the coronavirus. Guess what? So is the internet. It's from all over the world. So the issue is, how do we integrate these things and open that for validation, giving people from all over the world, just like we have at Boxers, an opportunity to work on something that they're passionate about, that they enjoy doing, that they really want to make a contribution to. Forget about this whole concept of one company. That doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Boxers isn't one company. Microsoft built brilliant. Sorry, my partner's coming in here.
Little buddy.
My little buddy that sits with me 12 hours a day. So Microsoft was brilliant with their .NET platform and a lot of this technology. What got us here, though, won't get us there. So when we say centralized, we don't mean go away. We mean start making the world a better place. And I think, being an optimist, I think most people want to do that. I think most companies want to do that. I really do. But can you turn, it's the Titanic. Can you turn the Titanic at full Mach speed away from the iceberg? Probably not.
Well,
So,
Tim, as you look at Facebook, they had to rebrand to Meta because Facebook is based on facial recognition, which they had to go away from because of tracking people, et cetera. So, there is a big change that's happening that we're seeing right in front of our eyes. Companies trying to rebrand themselves. Who knows if they're really doing what they're saying, but it's a good thing because we're tired of being tracked. We're tired of all the centralized authority and
issues.
Yeah,
The issues of how data is handled, how work is handled, things like that. They're all issues. Like what was it in October? Striketober, right?
Right.
And November, we hit Black Friday. I have to bring this up. We hit Black Friday, then Cyber Monday. And so we thought, well, let's have DeCentralized December.
Right.
Let's make that our 50% off 2-for-1 sale on tokens. And let's start decentralizing this and get people in. But, to advance this and get everybody to what our point is and what our launch is today, I just want to go through a few more things about this Omicron and what the concerns are, and then how we view work shifting and what that means. So, Omicron looks to be ominous. This was in there. What's going to happen? Singapore deferred expanding reopening plans. That happened. And these are from all over the world. And then BNB, Bloomberg, economists warn about how this will impact the global recovery. So look, we could take that as the world sucks, it's not going to reopen, or we can take it as a sign that this fundamental shift just has to happen. It just is a reality that absolutely has to happen. And so what I want to do, Dan, is talk about how we are delivering, not saying we're going to deliver. This is ready today. Now, will we have, hey, Tim can't turn on his video? Yeah, that's technology. The iPhone 4 was not the iPhone 13.
Right.
There's been some brilliant iterations in there. There's been some crappy ones. Let's not forget Windows 10, amazing operating system. But anybody who's been out there who tried to use Windows Vista, it was awful.
Terrible.
Awful. Windows XP and NT, the server software, took 9 years from DOS to that to release, and it lasted for 20 years.
Right.
So in technology, we release things, we iterate them, we make them better. A large part of the secure virtual space technology that's in our patent actually talks about redactions. That's in the patent because redactions are a critical part. Redaction meaning when you're going down a path, I always thought of it when I was writing that as a superhighway.
Right.
And you're going down a path and you take the exit and then you come back on the superhighway, right?
Right.
That's a redaction. It doesn't mean you're not trying to get to the same end goal. It means you stop for gas or you stop for food or you got a flat tire. I mean, that's human nature. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, our lives and business are a pathway, and you're presented with obstacles along the way. And it's just like the game of,
the game of life.
Life.
It's like the game of life is out there, and it is the game of life. So, with that, let's go ahead and show what we call Work Certain and what we're launching in full form today. We think we got everything worked out. Let's go and talk about what it lets you do. So there you go, Dan. That's the way
Sweet.
we see the world. And isn't that better than all the scary news?
Yeah, thank you. Let's
Isn't
move
that a little bit
positively
better
into a new place.
Yeah, like that's the world we envision. And that is now open and available. Jump on there, workcertain.com. Go to blocksearch.com, click WorkCertain, or go in and get in on DeCentralized December. It's only going to last for a little while, but seriously, that world is what we envision the future to be like. And yeah, you're going out there and you're doing it on your terms. You're working certain. You're making that giant leap from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, and it is a leap. And that whole DeFi economy is the new DeCloud. It's not the cloud. It's a whole new level above the clouds. And when I think of the cloud, I think of how we got here. I think of how when I was traveling all the time, how it was the most brilliant thing was to go from that cloud where the pilots are doing an amazing job. Shout out to all our pilots out there. Thank you for keeping me alive for millions of miles and going through that cloud. And then they break through and you're above the cloud. That's what Blocksearch is. That's what Web 3.0 is. That's what we're doing. We've broken through the cloud. We're sailing in that clear sky. Doesn't mean you're never going to come back down. Doesn't mean you're going to instantly lift your way out or that the weather won't rise and there will be more cloud. But what we're trying to do is get above that cloud and get to your destination and come in safely to what that destination is. That's my metaphor.
Tim, I don't know if that's the stratosphere or what that is above the cloud, but it's something as we were talking to that ad agency said, wow, this is way above the clouds. And
Exactly. And so workcertain.com is our real first use integration platform. It's the base of all of these centralized SaaS softwares, and it integrates with the wallet, the DeCertain wallet you can download that has all of the DeFi in it. It has all of the Ethereum network in it. You can use Bitcoin, you can use Ethereum, you can come into the DeCertain Gold utility tokens. And in January, we released the new bridge back out. We're going to have a really cool one next week. I'm super excited about with our NFTs and all of these things that you hear the buzzwords about. We've made them real. We've made them so we're trying so hard to de-geekify it because you know what? Technology in the 80s sucked. It crashed all the time and it was hard to use. And yes, I've been doing it for that long. I've been doing it since they were little green screens and I snuck into the principal's office because I helped the janitors clean the floors. Yeah, I've been a closet geek all my life and I've loved this stuff, but it is friggin' geeky. And
you're now in vogue though, Tim.
Well, maybe we'll see. Let's just get cloud power to the people out there.
Let's get it out to as many as possible.
What, guys? I hope today we just illustrated some of the things we're doing that really are trying to get that message out to people and the way we're doing it. Like something way cooler than these two guys here.
Yeah, that's true.
We're pretty cool.
And Tim, I want to
I
want you to share.
I'm kind of cool.
Yeah, you're kind of cool. I just grazed over that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
But one thing I want you to share is how we've leveled the playing field, because we've got a lot of, I see a lot of people here from Africa and from all over the place. And talk a little bit about the pricing model, which is very unique.
Yeah, well, the choice
Choice.
program asks you to get 9 tokens and keep
Right.
9 tokens in your wallet a year. Now, why do we do that? So 9 tokens is, in most places of the world, not a lot of money. It's $99 a year, right? So the reason we ask for that is because we do work with Microsoft, who's amazing on their cloud systems, and there will always be this underlying technology. Amazon Web Service, also amazing. Google Cloud, DigitalOcean. We work with lots and lots of cloud service providers, and there's compute costs to that. Now, as the network expands out, as you own your piece of whatever you're doing with this new ecosystem, this Web 3.0, where you're in control, that's going to sit somewhere. It's going to run, and Q1, you can even be your own cloud on your laptop. Honestly, that's how this is designed. So that's called a distributed application. Now, that's true. To us, $99 a year is pretty cheap. And imagine if you owned like 9 Bitcoin or 9 Ethereum, you'd be really happy about that.
Yeah, for sure.
You'd be really happy about that if that just you bought that 5 years ago, 8 years ago, and you woke up today, you went, wow, that was kind of cool because it cost me a few bucks and look what it's worth today, right? So that's the opportunity side of it. Now, the problem is $100 in a lot of places in the world is a lot of money. A lot of money. Like that can be months worth of income. So what we've done is when somebody comes in from a jurisdiction where once they identify, and we can explain that and when we got more time, how you identify and then de-identify. We've mentioned it, but we'll show you functionally how to do that over the weeks coming. But the idea is when you're from a jurisdiction like that, you should have the same opportunity. Right. Like you shouldn't be blocked from cloud access. And so we're making a cost of living price adjustment, but to keep from getting spoofed for the network, for the cloud, for the block search user community, you have to identify and say, yeah, I actually am this person, number one, priority number 1. 2, I actually am working from here. 3, with authentication and legitimacy. So you'll identify, you'll come in, you have this free period to try out the system, come in, and then your 9 tokens could be as little as 2, right? So that's $22 a year, 2 tokens a year. You'd still be extremely happy if you were in one of those places, if those turned into something like a Bitcoin or Ethereum down the road.
For sure.
Extremely happy. You would have complete flat access, flattened access, the same as somebody who could afford $99 or $99,000. And that's cloud power to the people. That is extensive expansion. So.
Okay. So, and the thing I want to just point out is like, if someone's paying for Zoom, that's $79 a month. You're talking about $99 a year, and then price leveling per place. And, that's just one service that we have within the WorkCertain toolbox.
Zoom, DocuSign, Slack, Salesforce. Yeah, I mean, all of those functions are in WorkCertain. All of those and it's aggregated. The brilliant part about being able to pull this off took 20 years. I'm not gonna lie, it took 20 years. But the brilliant part about our teams over the years being able to pull this off with millions of hours is it's all of those functions. One private key, one login, go to town, use what you need on the fly. No additional seat fees or any of that. Now, compute cost is another thing. There's storage and things like that. So when you hit a limit, you'll never get shut out, but you will have to support more because people use more, support more. So if you're a bigger company, you're a bigger organization, you're growing, it's only fair that it's like anything, if you use more electricity in your house, if you're running a factory, you pay a higher electricity bill, right?
You're right.
It's reality. So Yeah.
So, but most users, for that $99, most users are going to have that for the year.
They'll never cap out ever.
Yeah, yeah. So, and the thing is, we've created 100,000 units of ink within every token, which powers everything that is in that package. So pretty amazing when you look at any one service that you're paying for today, and to think that it's protected and secured by the Be Certain wallet. So
that's right.
A lot of awesome
So there's a lot to talk about in our future world from here's and our new channel coming up in January. So
that's correct.
Stay tuned, because that's going to dig into a lot of these details and questions people have about tokenomics and trustonomics and influenceonomics and all the nomics that we have out there.
That's right.
That all starts January. So please join us for that. We got a couple more world from here. We're out of time today. I'm sorry about the delay. Thanks for sticking with us while we had our technical difficulties worked out. I'm going to shout out now to a decentralized, or I guess they're centralized, but they're actually a token-backed browser, because the only one this worked on was Brave. So thank you, Brave browser, for getting me out of the centralized guys that didn't like our tech and allowing us to do our world from here today. Love you guys. Keep your crypto tokens going. And everybody, thank you. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, pay attention to these, variants. They're real. Keep helping us get over this so we have more choice. And join our choice program. Click on token.blocksearch.com when you see this video. We'll post it up on YouTube.
We will. Thank you, Tim. Thanks, everybody. And be decentralized. Go blockchain.
Yeah, Decentralized December. Here we